Good morning, everyone. So, today for you, I have thought of a challenge, a coloring challenge. So, I will tell you what it's about, and maybe you'll be interested, maybe not, I don't know. I have a pretty small channel, and a lot of times these sort of things don't take off if you have a small channel. But that's why I'm going to leave it open for like always. There's no limit on time as to when you can do this challenge, okay? So, there comes a time in every colorist's life, maybe not every, but most of us, when we realize we have too much stuff that we're not using. So, here in front of me is an example of markers. I don't use them. This is a pretty big bucket. My grandsons use these for their Easter stuff. So, not only do I have this bucket full, but I have a bucket full of glitter, or not glitter, but gel pens of all kinds that I don't really use. And this size bucket full of Sharpies. So, I would like to use these supplies up. I don't want to waste these supplies. But, you get to a point in your journey where you figure out what it is you like to use and what you don't like to use. And that's where I'm at right now. And I have discovered since about 2015 or so of coloring that I like to use watercolors and pencils. I really don't like to use much else. Now, I don't mind keeping a few gel pens around because they are handy for, metal and coloring, like gilding and things like that. And also at Christmas time, it's nice to have a few gel pens around. So I want to use up all my cheapy gel pens and just have a nice set of gel pens, just a normal, handful of them, not a bucket full of them. Okay? So here's my challenge. Okay. What I did the other night was I picked. Wait a minute, let me find my right stack here. Yeah, this is a stack here. You can do this however you want, but this is how I did it. I blindly picked. In other words, I closed my eyes or turned my head to the side, and I just went like this and pulled out 3 markers and 2 gel pens. And this is what I got. So if you want to do it the other way around and have, 3 gel pens and 2 markers, if you want to do it 5 of whatever supply it is that you're trying to use up. So this is about your journey and your supplies, not mine. I'm just supplying the idea. So, these are the colors that I ended up pulling out, and I was like, okay, they're not too bad. And I chose a book that also I'd like to use up because it's not my favorite book. Inspired Coloring Patterns. I got it for $1 at the Dollar Tree, so it wasn't like I invested a bunch of money in it. And the only reason I got it was because I had the other ones in the Inspired Coloring line, and I wanted, I have to have the set. So that's what went on there. So I just sat here watching TV and colored something. I'm not using a tripod, so please excuse me if I'm shaky. Uh-oh. I have a fan blowing. That's probably not going to work out. Turn it off. There we go. I'm sorry if that was very noisy. I didn't even think about it. So, this book, as you can see, has this blue color already in it in all of the pictures somewhere. So that was interesting to me that I actually ended up choosing a blue. But the blue was very, very low. So I colored that and the blue died and a little bit of going around here. And that was it. But this is a use it up challenge. 5 supplies, use it up. So I used it up. That was it. That was done. Now I don't have this taking place or space in my bucket anymore. So I get to pitch that. As I was going through, I was running out of the brown and the green. So those are no longer these two. Those are no longer going to stay in the bucket because, yeah, once I got to this point, you could see that they were pretty much done. So that challenge let me find 3 things to get rid of. And I don't feel bad because I didn't throw away something that was useful. I used it up. So now this one and this one will go back in the bucket of things that are still good. And you know what I found out? I was worried about that dark green. It didn't really, there was a little bit coming through, but not much. What I found out was I kind of liked working in this book. So, you know, there you go. You might wonder, what is the purpose? You know, what is really, why should I do this challenge? Well, like I said, it helps you to use up things that you paid money for that are just sitting around. That's the biggest reason. But there's more. Also, if you blindly choose, like I was saying, turn your head to the side and just pick out your colors. If you try doing it that way, you might come up with color palettes that you didn't even know you would like. So, with this one, I kind of, you know, it was good. It wasn't a bad color palette, and I would use this color palette again. So what did I learn? I learned that I kind of like this book, and I'm going to color in it some more. That's what I learned. And I got to use up those 3 things. So that was a success. For the next night, I decided to grab a book that I do like, that I actually just got, and I think I showed you guys a little bit of it. So I wanted to see what would happen if I did a page that, you know, was something I wanted to color. Oh my god. Yeah, I did not hit the jackpot with colors randomly that night. So I ended up with, when I reached into the markers, I ended up with black, purple, and blue. I hate purple. It's not my favorite color. The black was fine, but when I reached into the gel pens, I ended up with black. So I had essentially 2 blacks, which was not cool. And I'm not a fan of bubblegum pink at all. So I was like bummed. But it's a challenge, and, you know, that's what it is. So I just chose this one. On the other side here, there was some bleed through from what I had blacked out because I had forgotten how, you know, doing these Zentangly pictures, Zendoodly pictures, it's so fiddly and there's so many tiny little spaces. It's been a long time since I've done one. And I think it kind of looks cool with the section blacked out. But I did end up bleeding through a little bit. So that's fine because this is a page where I was messing with Tim Holtz stains anyway. And I'm probably going to put something there, like glue something there. So, not concerned whatsoever. But, yeah, this is my picture. You know, I hate it. Don't like it much at all. But that's okay. And also, I ended up not running out of anything. So, all of these still have juice in them. And they will go back in the buckets. But before they go back in the buckets, I'm going to choose my other 5 for my next page, so I don't get them again. Oh, because that was interesting. But you know what? It's a page done, and there we go. So, if you are interested, peeps, in playing along with this hashtag, with this challenge. Let's call it hashtag 5 supplies, use it up. All one word. I know there's a little bit of a break there, but that's just me before coffee. 5 is in the number 5. Supplies, use it up. Hashtag 5 supplies, use it up. Okay, we'll call it that. And I'd love to see what you can come up with. I would love to see what things that you don't like in your stash that you want to use up, that you want to kind of move along or, you know, get rid of. And so if you want to tag me, I do not use Facebook. I'm an Instagram person. If you want to tag me, here's my information. Usually have it somewhere, but I will put it in the description of the video as well. I am on Instagram. I have 2 accounts. One of them is this channel's name, and that is Another Little Piece of My Art, all one word. Or my personal Instagram, if you choose to tag me there, that is fine. I flip back and forth between the two. But if you choose to follow me here, which is at Mary_Bow, if you follow me there, you'll be subject to seeing a lot of pictures of my grandkids and stuff like that, because, you know, that's my personal one. So either one or both is fine. I have no preference, but I would still love to see what you end up with, and I will put my pictures, I will take pictures and put mine under the same hashtag so that we can all find them later. So I hope you decide to play along and use up some of your unloved or not loved as well supplies. And if you're like me and have ginormous buckets full of stuff, it'll help you weed out what's almost empty, because it's just like with this one, you know, I did run out, and I should have probably thrown it out before then, but I didn't. I ended up using every single bit of it, pretty much. Yeah, I used every single bit of this gel pen, and now I have no guilt whatsoever in throwing it away. So that's the only reason I suggested using books that you're not crazy about, in case you get a page like this where something runs out and you have to use something in its place, because that's what I did when that ran out. I just kept going with the other 4. So that's why I suggested using a book that you're not that crazy about, or possibly like pages where, you know, you get them free off the internet, or you ripped them out of a book that you passed on or something, and now you have these loose pages floating around you don't know what to do with. You could always use them for something like this. So I hope you decide to play along, and once again, 5 supplies, use it up is the hashtag. Okay, thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye.